For Thursday baseball between your Moose Jaw Miller Express and the Energy City Cactus Rats, sponsored by the Moose Jaw Warriors. A reminder to pick up your programs at the minimum for the break and wheel ticket window to play RBC Royal Bank Bingo and win other prizes courtesy of our sponsors. Time now for our Stringham Law starting lineups. First, our umpire crew tonight. We have Brent Chadwick, Mike Smith, and Derek Sata. Now the lineup for the visiting Energy City Cactus Rats. Leading off will be designated hitter number 9, David Simmons. Batting second, shortstop number 11, Dan Kanishi. Batting third, number 21, first baseman Carson Burnett. Batting fourth is left fielder number 27, Luke Wilson. Batting fifth is number 13, center fielder Stephen Fermin. Batting sixth, catcher number 22, Liam Kirsch. Batting seventh is second baseman number 2, Darlin de Los Angeles. Batting eighth is third baseman number 10, Hikaru Akita. And batting ninth is right fielder number 31, Haruto Endo. Their starting pitcher tonight, number 14, Saul Mata. Now the starting lineup for your Moose Jaw Miller Express. At shortstop, number 22, Thomas Soto. In right field, number 27, William Edwards. In center field, number 4, Chris Franks. At third base, number 25, Eduardo Sainz. At first base, number 18, Garen Plummer. In left field, number 6, Jacob Mraz. Your catcher, number 8, Gary Swan. Designated hitter, number 2, Caden Ransom. At second base, number 13, Ben Watcher. And your starting pitcher, number 28, John Davis. We ask that, please rise if you are able and remove your headwear for the singing of our national anthem performed by Abby Hunt.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we seek the rights
Thank you very much, Abby Hunt, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Canada for Thursday night WCBL action here on FloCollege. I'm your host, voice of the Millers, Rod Peterson. Pleased to be joined by Jenner Moore, and we're set to bring you the play-by-play description of the Energy City Cactus Rats. That's out of Edmonton, up against the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Game 3 of a 4-game homestand. The Millers looking for their 10th consecutive victory here tonight against a Energy City team that comes in 14-20 in the West, fourth place in the West. Millers 27-11, and first place in the Eastern Division, with sole ownership of first place based on last night's events. Here's your batting order for the visiting Energy City Cactus Rats under the guidance of head coach Jordan Blundell. Batting first, the designated hitter, number 9, David Simmons. Batting second, the shortstop, number 11, Dan Kawanishi. Batting third, the first baseman, number 21, Carson Burnett. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Moose Jaw boy, number 27, Luke Wilson. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 13, Stephen Fermin. Batting sixth, the catcher, Liam Kirsch. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 2, Darlin Day, Los Angeles. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 10, Hikaru Akita. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 31, Haruta Endo. Their starting pitcher tonight is number 14, Saul Mata. For the Millers defensively, the starting pitcher is Sean Bavis, first-year Miller out of Canmore, Alberta. Behind home plate, Gary Swan. At first base, Garen Plummer. At second base, Ben Wolochuk. At third today, Eduardo Sainz. The shortstop is Thomas Soto. The left fielder, Jacob Mraz. The center fielder is Chris Franks. And in right, Will Edwards. We're ready for a 7:05 first pitch from Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw, where it is Miller time. The DH, David Simmons, will lead it off here for the Energy City Cactus Rats. They are in their road gray uniforms with green neon trim and black helmet. Sean Bavis deals. First pitch is in for a strike. Brent Chadwick. Geez, is the home plate umpire. Mike Smith and Derek Shadd are out in the field. And here is a roller towards short, and that one took a late crazy hop on Thomas Soto, who tried to barehand it, and he got caught by the lip of the infield. It scored a single for David Simmons. No arguments here, and it's a leadoff single for David Simmons here for the Energy City Cactus Rats. The shortstop, Dan Kawanishi, comes to the plate for Energy City. Carson Burnett is on deck for them. Sean Bavis, number 28 for the Millers, 6'6", 185 out of Canmore, Alberta, and he comes to Moose Jaw from the Prairie Baseball Academy. First pitch is in for strike one, called 0-1. 26 degrees Celsius, 79 Fahrenheit. The game time wind north at 6. The 0-1, check swing. Said he went. Strike 2 is the called strike. Anyways, 0-2. Bavis making his 7th start. Has a record of 3-1 on the season. And a swing and a miss, and down he goes for one away. First strikeout on the wall for Sean Bavis today. He had 27 on the year coming into the game. Carson Burnett, the first baseman, comes to the plate for Energy City. Luke Wilson, the left fielder, is on deck. Now 1 on, 1 out, top of the first at Roswell's Park. Number 21, Carson Burnett at the plate here for Energy City. Runner goes. Gary Swan, the throw down to second, and the runner ran into Ben Wolochuk's glove. He'll be called safe for the stolen base. And Energy City is a runner in scoring position now with 1 away here in the top of the first inning. Carson Burnett out of Poway, California. and he plays at Concordia in Nebraska. The fastball from Bavis is outside for ball one, 1-1 here on Carson Burnett. Luke Wilson on deck, followed by Stephen Fermin. A chopper foul down the third base line. 1-2 the count here on Burnett. Good crowd, but a hush in the ballpark now, top of the first inning. Runner at second and one away. 1-2 the count here on the batter, Carson Burnett, the number 3 hitter. This one low for ball 2, 2-2. Millers Baseball brought to you by Boston Pizza, Main and Thatcher, 54 Dental, and Canadian Tire. 2-2 the count here on Carson Burnett as he steps into the batter's box to face Sean Bavis. Gets the sign from Gary Swan. And now the delivery swung on and tipped foul. 2-2 on Carson Burnett. The 9 consecutive victories is a WCBL record for the Millers. 7-2 victory last night here over Fort McMurray, but not a club record. 11 in a row, they're telling me. The club won back in the Western Major Baseball League days, WMBL. And what'd you say the league mark is? 18, Jenna? Medicine Hat has it. Runner goes, swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout for Carson Burnett. Safe at third with a swiped bag is David Simmons. And the go-ahead run is now 90 feet away as Luke Wilson, the left fielder, comes to the plate.
27, Luke Wilson.
2013 they did it. Thank you, Jenna. They won 18 in a row. That's a lot for Medicine Hat. First pitch swinging. Right center field. Chris Franks comes under it and makes the catch. Luke Wilson flies out to the center fielder. That will retire the side. The Cactus Rats will leave one on, and we'll go to the bottom of the first inning scoreless at Roswell's Park here on FloCollege. Bottom of the first inning at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. Here's the batting order for the Millers. Batting leadoff, the shortstop, Thomas Soto. Batting second, the right fielder, Will Edwards. Batting third, the center fielder, Chris Franks. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, Eduardo Saenz. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Garen Plummer. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Jacob Mraz. Batting seventh, the catcher, Gary Swan. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Caden Ransom. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Ben Wolochek. Millers after a 10th consecutive victory here tonight. And as it is, by virtue of last night's events, this home victory 7-2 over Fort McMurray, and the Saskatoon Berries 7-6 home loss to Lethbridge gives Millers sole possession of first in the East for a night anyways. We'll check the out-of-town scoreboard as ours moves along. The switch hitting Thomas Soto will hit from the right side of the plate against the lefty, Saul Mata, for the Energy City Cactus Rats. And I'll get to their defensive starters here in a second as Soto steps in. First batter of the game for the Millers, and the first pitch from Mata is well outside for ball one. Saul Mata is the starting pitcher tonight. Wears number 14 for Energy City out of the Bronx, New York. Outside for ball two. 2-0 here on Thomas Soto. The catcher is Liam Kirsch. The first baseman, Carson Burnett. Second baseman is Darlin Day, Los Angeles. Swung on by Thomas. Shallow right center field, and coming over to make the catch is the right fielder, Haruta Endo, for one away. Thomas Soto flies out to right to open the Millers first. And Will Edwards comes to the plate, the right fielder. Continuing with the Energy City Cactus Rat starters, the third baseman is Hikaru Aikida. The shortstop is Dan Kawanishi. First pitch in for ball one, 1-0. The left fielder is Luke Wilson, Moose Jaw boy. The center fielder is Stephen Fermin. And in right field, Haruta Endo, the one who just caught Thomas Soto's fly ball. 1-1 the count here on Will Edwards, one of 5 All-Stars, heading to the All-Star festivities in Saskatoon this weekend. Fastball caught the outside edge for strike 2 called, 1-2. Curveball swung on and popped fair down the first base line. Will Edwards is around first. Looks into the corner, and he's into second with a stand-up double. For SaskTel SecureTech, don't let anybody steal home on you. Check out SaskTel SecureTech for the best home security options. A one-out double for Will Edwards as a runner in scoring position here for Moose Jaw, with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning, and Chris Franks will come to the plate for the Millers here in the bottom of the first inning. He will represent the Millers in the Home Run Derby in Saskatoon this weekend. That'll be fun. Always is. Austin Gurney performed those duties for sliders in for ball one inside, 1-0. Austin Gurney was always the Home Run Derby rep for the Millers the last couple of All-Star games that I've attended. Those were in Okotoks, of course. What do you got, Jenna? The last 2, and then Nate was for 2. Nate Mensick for 2 before that. Strike 1 call, 1-1. You want your Millers trivia? She's the gal. Or lore. One and one the count here on Chris Franks. Eduardo Saenz is on deck. Swung on, a roller that eludes the first baseman. Being waved around third is Will Edwards. And safe with a head first slide at second is Chris Franks. Eduardo Saenz comes to the plate. I'm just checking the scoring of that. It's going into the books as a hit, I believe, for Chris Franks. An RBI double. And Moose Jaw leads this one 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Indeed, a hit. It went off the glove of the first baseman, Carson Burnett. And the curve is in for ball one on Eduardo Saenz. Tonight's third baseman, Eduardo last night played at first. He went 3 for 5 at the plate last night, including being hit by a pitch. Outside for ball two. Last night the Millers won 7-2 over the Fort McMurray Giants, sweeping the 2-game midweek set. Energy City in here tonight, and tomorrow to conclude the 4-game homestand, and then the All-Star break this weekend. throwback to second, but Chris Franks is back in time. Ticket packages are still on sale for the All-Star game this weekend in Saskatoon, which surprises me a little bit considering the Berries have habitually sold out every game their last 2 seasons. I guess that's not the case this year. The 2-0 is swung on and fouled back out of play on to Caribou Street, just south of the ballpark. 2-1 the count on Eduardo Signs here. Garen Plummer is on deck. Three and one the count on Eduardo. Veteran Miller from Laredo, Texas. Wears number 25, steps in and takes his swings. The 3-1 from Saul Mata. Swung on and fouled back and out of play. Tried to get him with the curve. Foul ball for Elk Ridge Glass. We know Glass. Call 631-0883. Outside for ball 4, Eduardo Signs draws the 1-out walk. And the Millers now have runners at first and second with 1 away here in the bottom of the first. And Garen Plummer, tonight's first baseman, comes to the plate here for the Millers. He homered here back on Tuesday night in the 18-3 motorboating of the Fort McMurray Giants. And the first pitch outside from the lefty, Saul Mata. Garen Plummer's 4 home runs have him tied with Chris Franks in that category for the team lead. The 1-0 from Mata is out. Nope, called strike 1, 1-1. Eduardo Signs is the batting average leader, .395. Garen Plummer in next at .376. Outside for a ball, 2-1. Energy City comes in 14-20. That's their record. 4th place in the West Division, holding down the final playoff spot. Here's the 2-1 from Mata, swung on by Plummer, swing and a miss, 2-2. Full count here on Garen Plummer, with 1 away and Jacob Mraz on deck. And this one swung on by Garen and fouled back off the netting down the right field line, and he stays alive at 3-2. Out of town, the Saskatoon Berries are on the road tonight. Scoreboard watching time now. Berries and Medicine Hat Mavericks scoreless in the 3rd at Athletic Park. Curveball is fouled back, and Plummer stays alive at 3-2. Berries 1 game back of the Millers for first place in the Eastern Division. Swift Current has a 1-0 lead over Swift Current. Swift Current has a 1-0 lead over Fort McMurray in the first in Swift. Regina Lethbridge tied 1-1, bottom of the first in Regina. Here's a roller to short, underhanded toss to second. Throw to first is in time, and the Cactus Rats turn the double play. But the Millers score 1. We'll go to the second inning with Moose Jaw up 1-0, and you're watching it all on FloCollege Baseball.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Siemens Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Back at historic Roswells Park in Moose Jaw, we go to the top of the second inning with the Millers leading it 1-0 and due up for the Cactus Rats. The numbers 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Stephen Fermin, Liam Kirsch, and Darlin de Los Angeles. 1-0 the Millers lead on a Will Edwards run scored back in the bottom of the first inning. Scored on a RBI double by Chris Franks. And here we go. Stephen Fermin comes to the plate here for Energy City, the center fielder. Facing Sean Bavis, the 6'6" righty out of Canmore, who joined the club back in June and immediately found a home. First pitch swinging high in the air to left field. Jacob Mraz back to make the catch near the track. For one away, Stephen Fermin flies out to the left fielder for one away, and Liam Kirsch, the catcher, will come to the plate with Darlin de Los Angeles on deck. We talked about the Millers catching fire this year, 27-11. Kind of depends who you talk to, but the pundits say the pitching is 30 to 40% better than last year, and with Jenna's stat that they've hit scored 111 runs on this win streak. Everything's working. Fastball is low for a ball, 2-0. That's right, 111 runs scored on this win streak. 1-1-1. Nice work, Jenna. In a week. That's a lot. 3-0 the count here on Liam Kirsch, the catcher out of Toronto, Ontario. He plays at Indiana State University, a teammate of Carter Beck's there, the first-round pick of the Atlanta Braves, 26th overall. Big news around here, of course. The WCBL grad going in the first round of the Braves, highest ever drafted Saskatchewan player. Ball 4 on Liam Kirsch. Draws a one-out walk here in the top of the second inning.
Number 2, Darlin de Los Angeles.
Darlin de Los Angeles comes to the plate here. Kind of sounds like a country song, doesn't it, Jenna? Darlin de Los Angeles. What do you think? Yeah. Better than singing it, right? Better writing it than singing it. He fouls the first pitch back, 0-1. Hikaru Aikida is on deck for the Cactus Rats. Inside for ball 1-1-1. Cactus Rats' last game was at Swift Current last night, a 9-8 loss, dropping their record to 14-20. Here's the 1-1 from Bavis, in for a strike, 1-2. And he got him with the changeup. Strike 3, and that is the third strikeout for Bavis in the ball game. 2 away here in the top of the second inning. And coming to the plate for the first time tonight, the third baseman, number 10, Hikaru Aikida. Takes strike one. 2 out now and 1 on in the top of the second inning. Davis kicks and delivers. This one fouled off by Aikita. 0-2. He's batting .275 in the season. He's appeared in 32 of their 34 games. Runner goes. Here's a roller that'll get through into right field. It is a base hit for Hikiro Aikita, and the Cactus Rats now have runners on the corners with 2 out here in the top of the second inning. And the right fielder, Haruta Endo, comes to the plate, the number 9 hitter. 1-0 Millers lead. The tying runs at third. Go-ahead run is at first. 2 out here in the second inning. Off to second goes Hikiro Aikita. Runners at second and third now. Liam Kirsch is at third. 0-1 the count on the batter, Haruto Endo. On deck, the number 1 hitter, David Simmons. Davis nods with the sign and delivers high for a ball. 1-1. Brooks is out to a 1-0 lead at the Weyburn Beavers, top of the second. Okotoks Sylvan Lake scoreless in the second in Central Alberta. Two and one on Endo, the right fielder, number 9 hitter. This one fouled off, 2-2. By the way, for the regular followers of the WCBL, all the home run derby combatants were announced. It's going to go Saturday at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, 6 p.m. Ethan Murdoch of the Berries, Chris Franks of these Millers, Blake Dale of Medicine Hat. Strike 3 called on Endo. He goes down looking. The Cactus Rats leave 2 on, and we'll go to the bottom of the second inning with the Millers leading it 1-0 here on FloCollege Baseball.
If those are your numbers, please head down to the Minute Muffler ticket window to claim those prizes. And
bottom of the second at historic Roswells Park in Moose Jaw, due up for the Millers. Jacob Mraz, Gary Swan, and Caden Ransom. 1-0 the Millers lead, and a Will Edwards run scored back in the first inning. Jacob Mraz wears number 6, left fielder tonight, 5'11", 170. Out of Meade, Colorado. plays at Colby Community College. He comes to the plate for the first time, facing Saul Mata, the starting pitcher for the Energy City Cactus Rats here on the bottom of the second inning. First pitch is well high and outside for a ball, 1-0. Mata making his 7th start on the season, has a 2-4 record and an ERA is 7.16. That pitch in for strike one, called 1-1. 34 strikeouts on the year for Saul. This one in the dirt for ball 2, 2-1. Saul Matt out of Bronx, New York, plays at Iona University. And the off-speed pitch is in for a strike. On the check swing, said he went 2-2. Continuing the East Division Home Run Derby combatants, Ethan Murdoch of the Berries, Chris Franks of the Millers, Blake Dale of Medicine Hat, Brady By, the returning All-Star from the Regina Red Sox, Keegan Noller of Swift Current, Rob Gurney of Weyburn, swing and a miss from Mraz, and down he goes. Leads off the Millers' second with a strikeout. And Gary Swan will come to the plate. From Peoria, Arizona, Gary Swan finds himself behind home plate tonight as his Millers go after a 10th consecutive victory. Mata's first pitch is high for a ball, 1-0. Gary Swan, 5'8", 180 from Bethany Lutheran College. A howdy to the Swan family, tuned in from the Valley of the Sun. Sure enjoyed meeting with them here this summer. I know they had a great time checking out the homestand last month. Really grateful that they came up here to the press box to say hey. 2-0 the count here on Gary Swan. Caden Ransom is on deck. This one low for ball 3, 3-0. West Division Home Run Derby combatants, Jaden Lusk of the Okotoks Dogs, Reese Sherman of the Sylvan Lake Gulls, Caleb Haney of Lethbridge, David Simmons of these Cactus Rats. Ball 4 on Swan. Draws a 4-pitch walk with one out here in the bottom of the second inning. And Lincoln, Nebraska's Caden Ransom comes to the plate for Moose Jaw in the bottom of the second inning and for the first time tonight. Finishing that list of West Division Home Run Derby combatants, Owen Fernandez of the Brooks Bombers and Jordan Breen of the Fort McMurray Giants. Again, that's Saturday night. It'll be streamed here on FloCollege. The Home Run Derby, 6 p.m. Mountain from Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field in Saskatoon. Throw over and back safely is Gary Swan. The All-Star Game, of course, goes on Sunday. And you can catch that on FloCollege as well. This one low at the knees on Caden Ransom, 1-0. Caden in his first year with the Millers out of the University of Sioux Falls, where he's teammates with William Edwards, batting .260 on the season. He's got into 19 of the Millers games. Another throw over, and Gary Swan's back safely. I'm not sure that Gary's a threat to steal, but Mr. Mata seems to think that he is. He hasn't stolen a base this season. That's why I say that. But he is out to a big lead. Outside for ball 3, 3-0. Caden does have 2 home runs on the season as he looks in at a 3-0 count. Throw over to first, and now they got Swan caught in a rundown. And he is tagged out by the shortstop, Kawanishi, for 2 away. So the Cactus Rats did know what they were doing. 2 out. And no man on for Caden Ransom here, who's facing a 3-0 count. High for ball 4, and Caden Ransom is away to first, drawing a 2-out walk here in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Number 13, Ben.
That's the 9th walk issued on Caden Ransom this season. And the number 9 hitter, Ben Wallachek, comes to the plate for Moose Jaw 1 day after celebrating his birthday here in the ballpark last night. And what a night it was for him. Stole home for the game tying run 2-2, and Millers went on to beat Fort McMurray 7-2. Two and 0 the count here on Wallachek. Batting .345 in the season. That's 5th best on the club. He's appeared in every game for the Millers this season, Ben Wallachek. This one inside and low for ball 3 on Wallachek, as Saul Matta at times has some location issues here tonight. He's issued 3 walks so far through 1 2/3 innings. 3-0 the count here on Wallachek. Throw over to first. And back safely is Caden Ransom. Caden hasn't stolen a base this year either, but apparently that doesn't matter, as they just caught Gary Swan in the rundown. 1 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. The 3-0 curveball is in for strike 1, called 3-1. Nice stuff there from Saul Mata. Better call Saul. The head coach Jordan Blundell did here tonight. And he's a good one. This one is in the dirt for ball 4. And Ben Wallachek is away with a 2-out walk here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Caden Ransom's away to second, and we're going to get a mound visit for a second. We'll step back a moment. The mound visit for Tim Hortons. You're watching FloCollege Baseball.
Number 22, Thomas Soto.
Thomas Soto comes to the plate here in the bottom of the 2nd inning as we go to the top of the order. 2 on and 2 out for the Millers here, facing Saul Mata, the starter for the Energy City Cactus Rats, and the Millers leading this one 1-0. Off-speed pitch, caught him for strike 1, 0-1. Brent Cheese Chadwick behind home plate tonight, in from Assiniboia to call the game. 0-1 on Soto. Same pitch. This one, a roller to short. Kewanishi on that. Throw over to first is on time. Thomas Soto grounds out to the shortstop, and that will end the inning. We'll go to the 3rd with the Millers leading 1-0, and you're watching it all here on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Get ready for the sweetest baseball event in Canada. All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2026 All-Star Weekend. Don't be sour. Get your tickets to the summer's biggest baseball event now. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go
Top of the third in the Band City for the Energy City Cactus Rats. It's the 1, 2, and 3 hitters. Top of the order, David Simmons, Dan Kawanishi, and Carson Burnett due up for the visitors who trail 1-0 as we go to the third. Brought to you in part by Tim Hortons, Ottawa Real Estate, and Moose Jaw Funeral Home. Sean Bavis working into the third for Moose Jaw's. First pitch is low and away for a ball, 1-0. David Simmons, Energy City's DH tonight, singled back in the first inning and was left stranded at third. This one popped up. Foul territory down the third base line, and it lands just shy of row one. Almost nailed a couple of fans who were oblivious. The best way to be. 1-1 the count here on David Simmons, the leadoff hitter out of Atlanta, Georgia. He plays at Campbell University. The 1-1 from Bavis, swung on to short. Soto, the backhanded stab, throw over to first is in time for one away. David Simmons grounds out to the shortstop to lead off the third.
Number 11, Dan Kanishi.
And the number 2 hitter, Dan Kawanishi, comes to the plate here for the Energy City Cactus Rats. Energy City, of course, is Edmonton. Bunt foul by Kawanishi, who struck out back in the first inning. He plays at Arizona Western Community College. Dan Kawanishi from Stalker Row is where he calls home. 1-1 the count on the shortstop here. This one fouled off down the first baseline, 1-2. The first ever bunt competition, because they didn't have one last year, right? Never. Not just last year, but never. Brought to you by SIGA at the WCBL All-Star Weekend, the Saskatchewan Indian Gaming Authority. It'll go on Saturday. All 12 WCBL teams will be repped. First of the kind for the league. Each competitor's bunting skills will be put on full display. Out of the East, Thomas Soto is the Miller's rep. Here's the 2-2 on Kawanishi. This one fouled off and out of play. 2-2. Gael Salinas of the hometown Saskatoon Berries, the native of Guanajuato, Mexico, Gael Salinas. Nate King of the Medicine Hat Mavericks, Justin Simard of the Regina Red Sox, Lucas Geisler of the Swift Current 57s, and Joe Medill of the Weyburn Beavers. Here's a comebacker to the mound. Sean Bavis on that. The nice easy throw to first for 2 away. Dan Kawanishi grounds out to the pitcher.
Number 21, Carson.
2 away. The West Division combatants and reps in the first ever bunt competition presented by SIGA are out of the West. Cal Gates of Okotoks, Maddox Shaver of Sylvan Lake, Jack Wheatley of Lethbridge, Liam Kirsch of Energy City, and Maverick McAllister of the Brooks Bombers. Also Nick Sauve of the Fort McMurray Giants. You can also watch that one on FloCollege this Saturday. Of course, the All-Star game itself goes down Sunday. This one hit well, deep, left center field, and gone. A round tripper for Carson Burnett. The first baseman has tied the game with one swing of the bat. He connects deep on Sean Bavis here in the top of the 3rd inning, and it's a 1-1 ball game.
Number 27, Luke Wilson.
For Carson Burnett, his 3rd dinger of the season. 1-1 the score. And now with 2 out, Luke Wilson comes to the plate for Energy City. This one swung on in the gap, left center field. Chris Franks coming under it. But it is Jacob Mraz who makes the catch to end the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, and it's a tied ball game. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. 1-1 the score here in Moose Jaw on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Bottom of the 3rd at Ross Wells Park in Canada's most notorious city. 1-1 the score now, thanks to that solo home run by Carson Burnett. And we got a ball game here as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. William Edwards, Chris Franks, and Eduardo Sainz are due up for the home squad, who are after their 10th consecutive victory here tonight. Miller's record in the WCBL days is 9. They hit that last night. Their club record is 11 from the WMBL days. So we got to tell you one here tonight. Always something to play for, isn't there? First, this one is fouled back by Will Edwards and out of play. 1-1 the count on the Australian, who doubled and scored a run back in the first. Will Edwards at the plate. Chris Franks is on deck. Saul Mata on the mound. This slider is outside for a ball, 2-1. Fans, a reminder, shop Ultimate Fan Zone, your authentic MLB fan store, for official jerseys, hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. Will Edwards connects on this one. A fly to center field, caught by the center fielder, Stephen Fermin. Will Edwards opens the Millers' third by flying out to center field, one away. And Chris Franks, the center fielder, will come to the plate here for Moose Jaw with Eduardo Saenz on deck. Game day every day at UFZ Moose Jaw. First pitch in high for ball one on Chris Franks out of Wooster, Ohio. Third on the club with a .360 average. Leads the club in RBIs with 39. Takes ball 2, 2-0. Outside for ball 3. Chris Franks leading the WCBL with triples this year with 4. But he draws a walk here, a one-out walk in the bottom of the third inning.
Number 25, Eduardo Saenz.
Eduardo Saenz comes to the plate for Moose Jaw here in the bottom of the third. He walked back in the first inning and was left stranded at first. From Texas A&M International, Eduardo Saenz, tonight's third baseman for the Millers, comes to the plate here with one on, one out. Throw over, and Franks is back safely. Curveball in for strike. One called, 0-1 here on Eduardo. Texas A&M International, an international university poised at the gateway to Mexico. Bet you didn't know that. Serving as the cultural and intellectual hub of a vibrant multilingual and multicultural community. And they play great baseball there too. Located right in Laredo, the hometown of Eduardo. 156 miles south of San Antonio. Everything you didn't think you needed to know about Texas A&M International. That's where Eduardo Saenz plays. 0-2 the count on Eddie. One out, one on. Matta kicks and delivers high for a ball, 1-2. Check swing, didn't go. 2-2 the count here on Eduardo Saenz. I don't know. I love these rabbit holes. 8,500 students at Texas A&M International, Jenna. That could have been a trivia question if we were really hard up. Ball 3 high and a full count here on Eduardo's battled back from being down 0-2. Last night's trivia question was a fun one and way harder to get than I thought. Tim Horton's Miller Trivia. What's the record for the club for wins in a single season? It's 38, said back in 2023. This one fouled off the curve, and Eduardo stays alive at 3-2. Oddly enough, that was not a year that the Millers went to the league final. They went in 2022 and 2024, winning the Eastern Pennant, but Yeah, lost at Medhat that round 1, right? In 2023. Just before I got here. Full count on Eduardo Sainz. This one swung on and fouled back and out of play. Eduardo stays alive. Garen Plummer is on deck here for Moose Jaw. A 1-1 tie, bottom of the 3rd inning. Great crowd on hand here. Date night last night. Bark in the Park on Tuesday. This one fouled off by Eduardo Sainz. Stays alive at 3-2. What's tonight's promotion, do you know? Thirsty Thursday. Thank you, Nancy and Jenna. It's Rosie's on River Thirsty Thursday, right? What? Oh, the Warrior players are here? I wonder what was going on with all the hockey players here. They're kind of easy to point out, aren't they? Here's the payoff pitch on Eduardo Sainz. This one hit into right for a base hit. Rounding second is Chris Franks. He's being waved. Oh, no, he's being held up by Michael Gonzalez at third base. A one-out double for Eduardo Sainz for SaskTel SecureTech. And the Millers now have runners at second and third with one out. And the very popular Garen Plummer coming to the plate here with the fans clapping and chanting at Ross Wells Park in Moose Jaw. What a perfect night for baseball, and what a great ball game. Garen Plummer again homering back on Tuesday in that 18-3 victory over Fort McMurray. A round tripper right now would be welcomed. And a 1-1 tie, and runners at second and third, one out. Garen Plummer at the plate out of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Swing and a miss from Garen. 0-1. One the count on Garen. Fairleigh Dickinson University is in Teaneck, New Jersey, where Garen plays. A private university. Fairleigh Dickinson College, as a matter of, no, university, now named a university. Founded in 1942. 1-2 the count here on Garen Plummer. This one well outside for a ball 2-2. Good job by the catcher, Kirsch, to block it. Or else Chris Franks was coming home in this 1-1 tie. 2-2 the count now on the first baseman, Garen Plummer. Jim Mraz is on deck. Now the catcher, Liam Kirsch, coming to the dugout. I think he exchanged his glove? His mask? All right, set to go. The lefty, Salmata. Toe on the rubber. 2-2 the count here on Garen Plummer. Off-speed pitch. Popped up to short. And the catch is made by the shortstop, Dan Kawanishi, for 2 away. Garen Plummer flies out to the shortstop. Jacob Mraz comes to the plate. The left fielder with 2 out here and 2 on. in the bottom of the third inning. Jacob Mraz struck out back in the second inning. Takes the first pitch in for ball one. Batting from the right side of the plate against the lefty, Saul Mata, 1-0. The count here on Mraz. Fastball right down the pipe. Yeah. Strike one called, 1-1. Off-speed pitch, tagged, deep left field, back, and gone. Jacob Mraz with a 3-run homer here on the bottom of the third. His third round tripper of the season, and the Millers go up 4-1. Well, that has supplied a little breathing room here, and now we've got well, I thought a break. No. One of the Cactus Rats come out of the dugout to grab the bat that was left down the first base line by Jacob Mraz. He connects on his third home run of the season, a 3-run blast, and the Millers are out to a 4-1 lead, and that makes 115 runs scored on this win streak. That's in the 10 games now? 9 plus this one? Yeah, this is 10 if we win it. Yeah. Here's a roller to the first baseman, and Gary Swan grounds out to first to end the inning, but not before the Millers put 3 on the board. We'll go to the fourth in a 4-1 Millers lead here on FloCollege Baseball. We lost to the Berries here in the second game of the doubleheader.
Yeah, and then after that doubleheader, we played in Regina in a doubleheader, and we split those.
Are you sure?
On the 5th, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I know.
Top of the fourth at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw, Stephen Fermin, Liam Kirsch, and Darlin Day, Los Angeles, due up for the Cactus Rats. The 5, 6, 7 hitters here. Stephen Fermin flied out to left in his only other plate appearance back in the second inning. Miller's Baseball brought to you by Culligan, the official water supplier of your Miller Express. And the Moose Jaw Warriors 2026-27 season tickets are available now. Are the Warriors the game night sponsor tonight too? Or they're just here?
They're on the deck. They're the game sponsor. And then
It's a Rosies and Warriors combo. Well, that's fitting. They're only a block apart. This one hit high and deep center field. Back goes Franks to the wall and gone. Woosa, a leadoff home run by Stephen Fermin here to lead off the fourth inning, and it's a 4-2 Millers lead. Fermin jumped on that one. First pitch from Sean Bavis here in the fourth inning. And Fermin, that is his 6th home run of the season. (4-2) now the Millers lead as Liam Kirsch, the catcher, comes to the plate here for the visitors. And here's a chopper to short. One hopper. Soto on that. A bullet to first base to Garen Plummer on time for one away. Liam Kirsch grounds out to the shortstop. And Darlin de Los Angeles comes to the plate here for Energy City. He struck out back in the second inning against Sean Bavis. Check swing, didn't go. Call the ball, 1-0 here on de Los Angeles. This one outside, got away from the catcher, Gary Swan, 2-0. Here's a roller towards second. Wallachek up with that. And his throw to first is on time for two away. Darlin de Los Angeles grounds out to the second baseman. Well, that was going on. I was trying to look up de Los Angeles on the roster. He must be a newcomer because I don't have him on the roster that I was provided. The slider from Bavis jumped on by the third baseman, Eduardo Sainz, and the throw to first is on time. And Hakari Aikida grounds out to the third baseman, but not before the Cactus Rats put one on the board, courtesy the solo home run by Stephen Fermin. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth with Moose Jaw leading at 4-2 now. Due up for them, Ransom, Wallachek, and Soto. And you're watching WCBL Baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
All right, here we go. Bottom of the fourth inning. Rod and Jenna here in the broadcast booth, and Caden Ransom will lead it off here for the Moose Jaw Miller Express in the bottom of the fourth inning. Saul Mata working into the fourth, the starter for Energy City, and his first pitch is in for a strike. 0-1 on Caden Ransom, the designated hitter. Caden with the pink and purple batting gloves, so easy to pick out. Check swing on this one. It's inside for a ball, 1-1. Caden walked back in the second inning and was left stranded at second. This one, a hot one down toward first. Jumping on that, Burnett, the first baseman. He steps on the bag for one away. Caden Ransom grounds out to the first baseman to open up the Millers' fourth. And the second baseman, Ben Wallachek, will come to the plate here for the Millers. From Missouri Western, by way of Indiana State, Ben Wallachek, the second baseman, walked back in the second inning and was left stranded at first. The first pitch is in for strike one, called 0-1. Even his dad admits that Ben likes to crowd the plate, but he's not all over it here. In this particular at bat, tries the bunt, and he fouls this one off 0-2. Speaking of bunting, got an email here from the Saskatoon Berries. Doors open 3 p.m. Saturday at the Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. 3 p.m. Bunt competition at 4. Junior Home Run Derby at 5. WCBL Home Run Derby at 6. Followed by a Jordan Pollard concert at 7:45 p.m. What a great night of fun going on in Saskatoon. Jordan Pollard, the Canadian country singer out of Prince Albert, Sask. Ben pops this one up, foul territory down the first base line, and making the leaping catch over his shoulder is the first baseman, Burnett, Carson Burnett, for 2 away. Ben flies out to the first baseman. And we'll go to the top of the order, and Thomas Soto will come to the plate here for the Millers. A guy that will not be getting the weekend off for Moose Jaw as he heads to the All-Star game for a third time in his career. Soto 0 for 2 at the plate today. He's flied out to right and grounded out to short. First pitch in for strike one, called 0-1 on Soto. Sunday is the All-Star game, 1 p.m. Mountain. Doors open at 11:30 a.m. You can watch it all on FloCollege. $60 for a weekend pass or a day pass starting at $25. You can get them at the Saskatoon Berries website. 2-1 the count here on Thomas Soto, hitting from the right side of the plate against the lefty, Saul Mata. Outside with this one, 3-1 on Thomas. And this one inside of the knees for ball 4. And Thomas Soto is aboard with a walk, a 2-out walk here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Number 27, William Edwards.
Now this will be fun to watch. Thomas Soto, the league leader in stolen bases with 36, and by a lot, by the way, is aboard at first with 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning with Will Edwards coming to the plate. Will tonight has doubled and flied out to the center fielder. 2 out here, and Thomas Soto at first. The lefty Mata's got a good look at him. This one, a roller to short. Kawanishi with the throw over to first in time, and that will end the inning. Will Edwards grounds out to the shortstop, and we'll go to the 5th with the Millers leading it 4-2, and we'll be right back here on FloCollege Baseball.
leadoff for Energy City, number 31, Haruto Endo.
Top of the fifth, the number 9 hitter, Haruto Endo, the right fielder, will lead it off here for the Energy City Cactus Rats, trailing at 4-2. Sean Davis on the mound here into the fifth. Thomas Soto up with that, roller to short, and not in time with this one. It's a leadoff single for Haruto Endo, the right fielder here. And that means a tying run comes to the plate. The designated hitter, David Simmons, here in the top of the fifth inning. Sean Davis so far now has worked 4 complete, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits, struck out 4, gave up the home run back in the 4th inning to Stephen Fermin. This one hit well to left field, and that'll get down in the gap. And being waved home is Endo. We got to play at the plate. Got him. Great relay from short. Jacob Mraz signals to Thomas Soto there. Saved a run. Haruto Endo thrown out at home. Safe at second with the double is David Simmons. So now a runner in scoring position. 1 out, and Dan Kawanishi, the shortstop, comes to the plate. He represents the tying run in a 4-2 Millers lead. Great play out in the field again by the Millers, helping out the cause of Sean Davis here, keeping the score at 4-2. Oh, and 1 the count here on Dan Kawanishi. Has struck out and grounded out to the pitcher tonight. 4-2 Millers in the 5th. This one swung on and fouled back and out of play. The 0-2 from Sean Davis, swung on and fouled down the first baseline. Garen Plummer saw it going that way. Let it roll foul. 0-2 on Kawanishi. Carson Burnett, the first baseman, is on deck. Been talking a lot about the All-Star game for the 5 non-All-Stars for the Millers. It'll be a weekend off. They'll be in Medicine Hat on Monday, and then back home here next Thursday, Friday against Swift Current and Med Hat. And now they got the base runner and a rundown. Diving is Soto to tag out the base runner, David Simmons. And that will retire. No, that's 2 out, right. And Kawanishi's still at the plate. Well, we saw some interesting things tonight, haven't we? Entertaining night here at Ross Wells Park in Moose Jaw on Thirsty Thursday. There's some thirsty people I see. Dan Kawanishi, the shortstop at the plate, takes ball 1 low, 1-2. If you're coming to the Millers games, be sure to pick up the magnetic schedule at the Minute Muffler and Break ticket window. It's brought to you by 2-for-1 Family Pizza. You said that's your favorite, Jenna? Family? Busted Truck Service, Winmar, and got him looking with strike 3 called. And that'll retire the side. And we'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Due up for the Millers, Franks, Signs, and Plummer. The Millers are up 4-2 here on FloCollege Baseball.
July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Seaman Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Leading off for the Miller Express, number 4.
Bottom of the 5th. Chris Franks will lead it off here for the Millers. He has doubled and walked and scored a run here tonight. I'm sure the Worcester, Ohio product very excited about being in the All-Star festivities, representing the Millers in the Home Run Derby, but he's got a job at hand here facing Saul Mata to lead off the Millers half of the 5th inning. Franks, Signs, and Plummer due up for the home side. Those Miller schedules, by the way, also brought to you by Roto's Pizza, Heartland Financial Group, and Moose Jaw Toyota. This one outside for ball 1, 1-1. Takes ball 2 outside. Franks 40 RBI now lead the Millers 4th in the league. Jake Hiramoto of Swift leads with 49. Brady By of Regina 46. Ethan Murdoch of the Berries 44. Murdoch also leads the league in hits. Ball 3 on Chris Franks. 3-1. Eduardo Signs is on deck here. Saul Mata working into the 5th for the Cactus Rats. This one in for strike 2 called. Full count on Franks. .510, 185 from Ashland University. And here's a hot one down toward third. Wow, what a bullet by the third baseman, Ikeda. Got him. Chris Franks grounds out to the third baseman. 1 away, and Eduardo Signs comes to the plate here. One out with Eduardo Signs coming to the plate here to face Saul Mata, still throwing hard into the 5th inning. First pitch is right down the pipe for strike 1 called. 0-1. Saul Mata from Bronx, New York, plays at Iona University. One and one, the count here on Eduardo Signs. Make that 2-1. Ball 2 called high. Saul Mata, the starting pitcher for Energy City from Iona College. That is in Bronxville, New York. A lot of New Yorkers on this Energy City team. Outside for ball 3, 3-1. And a walk drawn by Eduardo Signs. A 1-out walk here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Number 18.
There is action in the Cactus Rats bullpen, by the way, as Garen Plummer comes to the plate here for the Millers, who lead at 4-2. 1 out, 1 on for Garen. takes the first pitch in for ball one. Guerin hit into a double play back in the first inning. Flied out to the shortstop in the third. He's over 2 at the plate today with the Millers up 4-2. This one high and outside. No shot at it for the catcher, Liam Kirsch. And away to second goes Eduardo Sainz. The 2-0 swung on to center field, and back to make the catch is Fermin in center field for 2 away, and held at second is Eduardo Sainz. Garen Plummer flies out to the center fielder for 2 away, and the left fielder Jacob Mraz will come to the plate here for the Millers. With 2 out in the bottom of the 5th inning, Gary Swan is on deck on Thirsty Thursday night here in the ballpark. And the curve is high for ball one. Last time up, Jacob Mraz belted a 3-run home run. His 3rd dinger of the season. Giving the Millers the 4-1 lead at the time, and it's 4-2 now. Fastball high for ball 2, 2-0. Three and 0 the count here on Jacob Mraz. The left fielder from Meade, Colorado. Takes ball 4, and the Millers now have runners at first and second with 2 out. And as I mentioned, there is action in the Cactus Rats bullpen. Gary Swan, the catcher, comes to the plate. And now Jordan Blundell comes out of the dugout for the Cactus Rats. Stoppage in play for the Ultimate Fan Zone. Doesn't look like we're going to have a pitching change here. Although, no, just a chat from Blundell and his starter, Saul Mata. Are they going to stay with Saul? That's the question. Seven walks issued by the Cactus Rat starter here, but he's going to stay in the game here with runners at first and second and 2 out. And the Millers holding a 4-2 lead. Gary Swan at the plate. Cactus Rats come in 14-20 on the season. That's 4th in the West, holders of the final playoff spot with a lot of baseball still left to be played. This one got away from Mata to the backstop, in fact, and the runners advance. Eduardo Sainz to third and Mraz to second. 4-2 Millers, and they're in a great spot here. 1-0 the count on Jacob Mraz, or on Gary Swan at the plate. Caden Ransom's on deck. The 1-0 is high for a ball 2, 2-0. Strike one called, 2-1 here on Gary Swan. He is walked and grounded out to the first baseman tonight. Swing and a miss from the catcher Swan, 2-2. Gary from Bethany Lutheran College, where he's teammates with Millers pitcher Nathan Pichot. The 2-2 swung on and fouled back and out of play. Nathan coming on last night to earn his 7th save in the Millers 7-2 victory over Fort McMurray. And this one high and outside, and coming home as Eduardo signs 5-2. And to third goes Jacob Mraz. Speaking of Fort McMurray, they've come back and now lead at Swift Current 3-1 in the second inning, last we heard. This one swung on by Swan, fouled back and out of play. Full count. No, it's now 8-1 Fort McMurray in Swift Current. They are in the 5th inning. Medicine had a 4-3 lead over the Saskatoon Berries. If that holds, the Millers would open up a 2, and this lead here, the Millers would open up a 2-game lead for first in the East as Gary Swan draws the walk. 8th walk issued by Matta here tonight. And Caden Ransom comes to the plate, but not before a pitching change for the Cactus Rats. Stoppage in play for tonight's game night sponsor, the Moose Jaw Warriors. Will be right back. 5-2 Millers in the 5th on FloCollege Baseball. Number 1?
Yeah.
Number 2, Caden Ransom.
All right, got a new pitcher in for the Energy City Cactus Rats. Sanosuke Nakajima is the reliever for them. Caden Ransom comes to the plate with 2 out and runners at first and third for the Millers here in the bottom of the 5th, and a 5-2 lead. And the first pitch is low and away for ball 1, 1-0. Unofficially, Saul Mata pitched 4 2/3, allowed 5 runs on 4 hits, struck out 1 and walked 8. That's unofficial. Strike 1 called by home plate umpire Brent Chadwick. 1-1 on Caden. Today he's walked and grounded out to the first baseman. The designated hitter from Lincoln, Nebraska, first-year Miller. Hello to Kip and Angie, tuned in from Lincoln tonight on FloCollege. Ransom family. The 1-1, off-speed pitch. A chopper to short. The throw from the second baseman, De Los Angeles, is on time. Caden Ransom grounds out to the first baseman, the second baseman, and that will end the inning. We'll go to the sixth with the Millers up 5-2 here on FloCollege Baseball.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Hang on the Bible, I'm a decent man. No, I ain't perfect, but I'm learning how to be the best I can. But I got demons collecting dust, and I bury them so damn far down so they can't find their way back up. So don't mistake my kindness for weakness, cause I can flip that switch, and you can find out quick. There's a hell on the other side, but you ain't met yet. Tread real light, dare you to light that fuse, cause I can be a loose. Cross the line, I'll call you bluff. Promise when push comes to shove, but you don't walk that smooth.
Top of the sixth at Ross Wells Park. In the Band City, Carson Burnett, Luke Wilson, and Stephen Formine are due up for the Energy City Cactus Rats. Sean Bavis working into the sixth there for the Millers. Tonight's starting pitcher out of Canmore, Alberta. Making his 7th start of the season. The 5.14 ERA coming in. Got his Millers in a 5-2 lead, and the first pitch is a slider in for strike one, called 0-1. Carson Burnett has struck out and homered here tonight for the Cactus Rats. He's at the plate, the first baseman. Strike two called, same pitch, 0-2 the count here on Burnett. He's from Poway, California, and plays at Concordia in Nebraska, not Montreal. 1-2 the count here on the first baseman. Luke Wilson on deck. These two teams will do it again tomorrow night, 7:05 on Centennial Storage Food Bank night. So Michaela was just asking the fans to bring a non-perishable food item down to the ballpark. If that includes you, please do. 2-2 the count here on Carson Burnett. This one popped up in the air to left field, and Jacob Mraz circling and coming under it in left for one away. Carson Burnett, the leadoff hitter, flies out to left to open the sixth inning, and Luke Wilson, the left fielder, will come to the plate. Listed as hometown being Calgary, his parents live here, I'm told. Told by the peerless Rob Carney, informing me of that today from 800 CHAB Radio. First pitch swinging, a roller to short. Thomas Soto fields that cleanly. And the throw to Garen Plummer at first is on time for 2 away. Luke Wilson grounds out to the shortstop. And again, Miller's pitcher getting help from his fielders. 2 away here in the top of the 6th inning as Stephen Fermin, the center fielder, comes to the plate here for Energy City with 2 out. Fermin today 1 for 2. He's flied out to left and homered back in the 4th inning, a solo shot. One and 1 count here on Fermin from Santiago, Dominican Republic. Stephen Fermin. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Sean Babe is still looking fresh here into the 6th inning. Although there is action in the Millers bullpen now. Bavis looks in for the sign from Gary Swan. Shakes off the sign twice. Yep. The 1-2. Popped up foul. Out of play. Down the right field line. A foul ball for Elk Ridge Glass. 1 and 2, the count on Stephen Fermin. On deck, the catcher, Liam Kirsch. It's game 3 of a 4-game homestand here tonight. Millers have won the opening 2. We'll close it out Friday night, 7:05. This one popped up and out of play. 1 and 2, the count on Fermin. 7:05 here tomorrow night at Ross Wales Park. Food Bank night. Pass ball is in the dirt. Ball 2 on the center fielder, Stephen Fermin. Here's a roll down to third. Eduardo signs up with that. It's a high throw. Garen Plummer climbs the ladder to make the catch and comes down in time to retire the side. Stephen Fermin grounds out to the third baseman. And that's 3 away. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Due up for Moose Jaw, Wallachek, Soto, and Edwards. They lead at 5-2 here on FloCollege Baseball.
Leading off the Miller Express, number 13, Ben Wallachek.
When you hear ABBA, you know Ben Wallachek's coming to the plate. He'll lead it off here for the Millers in their half of the 6th inning. Ben Wallachek, Thomas Soto, and William Edwards are due up for the black and yellow. Sanosuke Nakajima on the mound here in a relief role for The Energy City Cactus Rats. First pitch is in for strike one. 0-1 on Ben. And he throws down the bunt. And he legs it out. We could see that from up here. The throw from the third baseman, Akita, not in time. Ben Wallachek is safe with a bunt single to open up the Millers' sixth. He would be a good competitor in the bunt contest, which they're going to be debuting at the All-Star festivities this weekend in Saskatoon. Ben Wallachek leads off the sixth with a bunt single. He's safe at first as Thomas Soto, the switch-hitting shortstop, comes to the plate here with none out and one on in the bottom of the sixth inning. And Wallachek on the run. A roller to second. De Los Angeles with a throw over to first in time. And Thomas Soto advances the runner, but he is thrown out by the second baseman for one away. Darlin De Los Angeles is from New York, New York. Looked it up. He's not on the roster here for Energy City, but Google is a beautiful thing. And Will Edwards comes to the plate now for the fourth time. 1 for 3 at the plate tonight. He's doubled, flied out to center, grounded out to short. First pitch inside. No, strike one called. 0-1 the count here on Will. Wallachek now at second. Out to a pretty healthy lead. Sonasuke's delivery is outside for ball one. Sonasuke Nakojima. Plays at Parkland Academy. The 1-1. Off the fists of Will Edwards, picked up by the first baseman Burnett. He'll step on the bag for one away. Will Edwards grounds out to the first baseman, 2 away, but over to third goes Ben Wallachek. And Chris Franks will come to the plate for the Millers tonight. For the fourth time, he has doubled, walked, and grounded out to the third baseman, the team's RBI leader. And all-star Chris Franks at the plate here with 2 out and a runner at third in the bottom of the sixth. Two and 0 the count here on Chris Franks. Eduardo Saenz is on deck. That one right down the pipe for strike one, called 2-1. Very comfortable 23 degrees Celsius here in the sixth inning, mid-evening, 73 Fahrenheit. And the wind out of the northeast at 4, just enough to keep the bugs off. 3-1 the count here on Chris Franks. Swing and a miss from Franks. Full count. This one swung on by Franks, fouled back onto the freshly paved parking lot just west of the stadium. 3-2 here, the count on Franks with Wallachek at third. And 2 away. Sonasuke Nakajima on the mound here for the Energy City Cactus Rats. Came on in the fifth. Here is a roller up the middle that'll get through. Chris Franks sends Ben Wallachek home. made that 6-2 for the Millers with a run-scoring two-out single for Chris Franks. He can add another RBI to his team-leading total. And Eduardo Saenz comes to the plate here, the Laredo, Texas product, with 2 out and a runner at first in the bottom of the 6th inning. Franks is away to second and safe with a slide, but there was no throw. Eduardo Saenz at the plate. Garen Plummer is on deck. Eduardo today has walked twice and doubled. Fouled off by Eddie, 1-2. Again, the starter, Saul Mata, worked 4 2/3 innings, allowed 5 runs, 4 hits, struck out 1, and walked 8 unofficially. Making way here for Sanosuke Nakajima. The 1-2 on Eduardo Saenz. Swung on, a roller to short. And up with that, Kawanishi with a throw over to first in time, and that will end the inning. Eduardo Saenz grounds out to the shortstop. And the Millers put 1 on the board. They lead 6-2 as we go to the 7th inning. Due up for them, Kirsch, De Los Angeles, and Ikeda. And this is WCBL Baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Get ready for the sweetest baseball event in Canada. All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2026 All-Star Weekend. Don't be sour. Get your tickets to the summer's biggest baseball event now. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
Leading off for Energy City, number 22, Liam Kirsch.
Liam Kirsch will lead it off here against Sean Bavis to open the 7th inning at Ross Wells. Darlin De Los Angeles and Hikiro Ikeda due up for the Cactus Rats, who trail at 6-2 here. First pitch from Bavis is outside for a ball, 1-0. Sean Bavis making his 7th start of this season. He's been an innings muncher. 35 of them pitched coming into the game. Strike 1 called, 1-1 the count here on Liam Kirsch, the catcher, who has walked and grounded out to the shortstop. This is just his 3rd plate trip tonight. This one popped up into right field. Will Edwards on the run, and he'll make the catch for 1 away. Liam Kirsch flies out to right to open the 7th. And the second baseman, Darlin De Los Angeles, will come to the plate from New York, New York. Dun, 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 dun. Today is struck out and grounded out to the second baseman. This one fouled off, 1-1. on Day Los Angeles. Again, these two teams will do it again tomorrow night, 7:05, to wrap up this 4-game homestand for the Millers. And then the All-Star break, and then the Millers will get back to work Monday at Medicine Hat. Have a couple days off, and then home to Swift and Medicine Hat next Thursday, Friday. Bavis delivery is in for strike 2, called 1-2, the count on Day Los Angeles. Hikaru Aikida is on deck here for Energy City. Bavis kicks and delivers. Strike 3 called. Bavis has still got it here into the 7th. And that'll bring to the plate the third baseman, Hikaru Aikida. Sixth strikeout for Bavis unofficially here in the ball game. Slider in for strike 1 called, 0-1. He's got the good stuff tonight. 0-1 the count on Aikida. Check swing. He went, they say. 0-2 the count. Fastball high for ball 1, 1-2 on Aikida. 5'11", 200 out of Fukui, Japan. And a late swing on this one. Down he goes, another K on the board. The Millers, and Sean Bavis specifically, retire 3 in a row, and we go to the bottom of the 7th inning with the Millers up 6-2. Plummer, Mraz, and Swan due up for the home side, and you're watching it all on FloCollege Baseball. They're dancing in the aisles here at Ross Wells Park in Moose Jaw. That's what winning will do as the Millers go after a 10th straight victory here tonight. 6-2 they lead the Energy City Cactus Rats as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Garen Plummer, Jacob Mraz, and Gary Swan due up for the Millers. Millers Baseball brought to you in part by CJ Trailers, Prairie Spring Water. Dancing, now they're clapping. And on the mound for the Energy City Cactus Rats, Sonosuke Nakajima facing Garen Plummer here to lead off the Millers' 7th. And the first pitch is fouled off on a check swing by Garen, fouled down the first baseline, not playable. Garen tonight 0 for 3 at the plate. He hit into a double play, flied out to the shortstop and flied out to center. So some would say that he's due. 0-1 the count on him out of Wichita, Kansas. This one ripped down toward third. It sneaks by the third baseman, Aikida. And Garen Plummer is aboard with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that'll bring to the plate Jacob Mraz for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. And he's had the hot bet. A 3-run homer by Mraz back in the 3rd inning. Gave the Millers a 4-1 lead at the time. And they lead 6-2 now with Mraz coming to the plate with none out and 1 on. This one, a roller towards the mound. Safe at first is Mraz. He legged that one out. And that'll go into the books as the 8th hit for the Millers in the game. And Gary Swan comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. Tonight's catcher. It's the 4th at bat for Gary tonight. He's walked twice and grounded out to the pitcher. From Bethany Lutheran, Gary Swan at the plate with none out and 2 on here for Moose Jaw. First pitch from Nakajima is low and in the dirt, ball 1. This one fouled off and out of play, 1-1. Out of town scores, Saskatoon Berries now lead at Medicine Hat 7-4. They're in the top of the 9th inning. Millers went into the night a game up on the Berries for first in the East. The two teams will meet in the very last game of the regular season up there. And wouldn't it be something if the first place in the East all came down to that? Kind of get a feeling it will. 2-1 the count here on Gary Swan. Caden Ransom is on deck with none out. This one outside for ball 3. 3-1 on Swan. This one fouled off by Gary, 3-2.
Remember to return those foul balls to the minimum.
Narrowly missed the Energy City team bus just outside the ballpark on Caribou Street. Full count on the catcher. Runners at first and second, none away. Nakajima looks in, checks the runner at second, delivers, strike 3 call. And Gary Swan goes down looking for 1 away. And that'll bring to the plate Caden Ransom for a 4th time. Caden today is walked, grounded out to first and grounded out to second base. DHing tonight is Caden. He got into the game the other night, the route 18-3 in the 8th inning behind home plate, which he was excited to get some action out in the field. The first pitch from Nakajima outside for ball 1, 1-0. Fort McMurray a 10-2 lead at Swift Current there in the 7th. Regina Red Sox leading Lethbridge 4-2 in the 8th at Curry Field in Regina. Strike 1 call, 1-1 as Caden was leaning, elected to lay off. 1-1. Ben Wallachek is on deck here. 6-2 Millers, bottom of the 6th. Sorry, bottom of the 7th. And Caden gets his bat on this one, sliding in right. However, to make the catch is the right fielder, Endo. Caden Ransom flies out to the right fielder for 2 away.
Number 13, Ben Wallachek.
And that's 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Ben Wallachek will come to the plate here for Moose Jaw for a 4th time. Ben today is walked, flied out to the first baseman, and had a bunt single. 4th at bat for Ben. 2 on and now 2 out. Sonosuke Nakajima on the mound for Energy City. delivers, swung on by Ben and fouled off. That one went off his foot as he's hopping around off his left foot. And I don't know if he's going to be able to walk this one. I bet you he will. He's pretty tough. Now he's going to feel that one no matter what, as he has a word with the catcher, Liam Kirsch. And at the moment, he can't put any weight on it, but he's going to stay in the game, I think, here as he checks in with the home plate umpire, Brent Cheese Chadwick. His father, Lonnie, looks on from down the third base line. Lonnie's saying, I told you should have been a bowler. Yeah, that's right. Those balls off the feet do hurt a lot more. You're right, Jenna. And Ben shows a bunt. Goes for ball 1-1-1. And now he's walking around just fine. Ooh, strike two called 1-2 here on Wallachek. 2 away already, and runners at first and second. 1-2 the count on the second baseman. This one, ball 2 in the dirt, 2-2 on Ben. The 2-2 laced in the air to left, but waiting back in left field is Luke Wilson to make the catch. It was hit well by Ben, but standing there waiting for it was the left fielder, Luke Wilson. Ben Wilson flies out to left field to end the 7th inning, and we will go to the 8th with the Millers up 6-2. And due up for them, Endo, Simmons, and Kawanishi. You're watching WCBL Baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Haruta Endo.
Top of the 8th, and leading it off for the Energy City Cactus Rats, the number 9 hitter, right fielder Haruta Endo, facing Sean Bavis here, working into the 8th for the Millers. First pitch swinging high and deep. Chris Frank's back, and he'll make the catch right in front of the warning track for 1 away. Haruta Endo flies out to the center fielder to open up the 8th, and we'll go to the top of the order. The designated hitter, number 9, David Simmons, comes to the plate here for Energy City. The DH, 6'2", 195 out of Atlanta, Georgia. He looks thicker than that, I'll tell you. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1, 1-0. Simmons batting .267 on the season. He tips this one foul, 1-1. He's appeared in 32 of their 34 games this year. David Simmons from Campbell University. The 1-1. A roller towards short that'll just elude the diving Thomas Soto. And Simmons is aboard with a one-out single here in the top of the 8th inning. 6-2 Miller's lead as Dan Kawanishi, the shortstop, comes to the plate for the visitors. From Arizona Western Community College, Dan Kawanishi. He's struck out twice tonight and grounded out to the pitcher. 0 for 3 is the shortstop, Kawanishi. Strike one called from home plate umpire Brent Chadwick. Bavis still looking fresh here into the 8th inning. Runner goes, and Gary Swan couldn't field that one. And safe at second is David Simmons here. Fastball, a comebacker to the mound. Bavis throws to Soto at second, now down to third, and safe at third is the lead runner, David Simmons. And Bavis not happy with himself at all, as the runners are now at first and third with one away. Kawanishi reaches in a fielder's choice. To third goes David Simmons, and Carson Burnett comes to the plate here. 6-2 Miller's lead, 2 on for the Cactus Rats. And the first baseman, Carson Burnett, at the plate here for Energy City. Gets his bat on this one, fielded by Signs, looks off the first lead runner. Oh, Garen Plummer, with a gun down to third, and Thomas Soto thought he had him, but he doesn't. Carson Burnett grounds out to the third baseman for 2 away. Held at third is David Simmons. Millers, and specifically Thomas Soto, thought they had Simmons diving back to third, but the infield umpire, Derek Shatta, says no. Alert play by Garen Plummer at first, I'll tell you what. Runners at second and third now. Simmons at third, Kawanishi at second as Sean Bavis looks in for the sign. 2 out, 2 on. And the slider is outside for ball 1, 1-0. The 1-0 is outside, ball 2. You know, we're talking about that Pete from Arizona, how much he loved this ballpark and those huge poplar trees in the outfield. We're guessing how high they are. If you think, Jenna, the outfield wall is 10 feet high, which they are, how many of those stacked up? Well, we'll take cupcakes. Perfect. Thank you.
Which one do you want?
Oh, it's up to Jenna. She answers all the important questions up here.
We'll take one of each.
Yeah, good call. Thanks, Jenna. And thank you. What's the occasion?
It's Astrid's 4th birthday.
Oh, you're one of your many children. 2-1 is the count here. Thank you, and happy birthday to her. Here's a roller to short. Thomas Soto up with that. Throw to first is in time. And that'll retire the side. And they will leave 2 on. Luke Wilson thrown out. And we will go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Due up for the Millers, Soto, Edwards, and Franks. 6-2, Moose Jaw leads here on FloCollege Baseball.
Pitching change for Energy City now on the mound, number 25, Taven Anderson. Leading off for the Miller Express, number 22, Thomas Soto.
Thomas Soto will lead it off for the Millers in the bottom of the 8th inning. We get a pitching change for Energy City. Taven Anderson comes into the game here in the 8th for the visitors, trailing 6-2. Taven Anderson from Sherwood Park, Alberta. Local boy, 6'1", 175. Facing the switch-hitting Thomas Soto, hitting from the right side of the plate here to open the Millers' 8th. The first pitch from Anderson is outside for ball 1, 1-0. Takes ball 2 inside, 2-0. Sanosuke Nakajima unofficially went 2 1/3 innings. This one hit down the first baseline, fouled by Soto. 2-1. Sanosuke Nakajima pitched 2 1/3, allowed 1 run, 4 hits, struck out 1 and walked 1. Making way for Taven Anderson here in the 8th. This one swung on by Thomas, fouled back and out of play. Bless you. Wasn't me. Yeah, they heard it in China. Outside for ball 2, 2-2 here on Soto. Will Edwards is on deck for the Millers after their 10th straight win here tonight. Keeping an eye on what's going on with the Saskatoon Berries as well in the battle for first in the division. This one low and inside, ball 4 on Soto. He draws a leadoff walk here to open the Millers' 8th, and Will Edwards will come to the plate here for Moose Jaw for a 5th time tonight. Will is 1 for 4 at the plate, which includes a double, and he scored a run back in the first inning. Saskatoon Berries a 7-4 lead at Medicine Hat. They are in the bottom of the 9th now as the Mavericks are trying to come back. Somebody having a fire around here? It smells real nice. Runner goes, and Soto is safe. The league leader in stolen bases swipes another. Oh, yeah. They are on fire, you're right. Fort McMurray an 11-2 lead at Swift Current. They are in the bottom of the 7th inning. Away to third goes Soto, unchallenged. Couple of stolen bases here for the Round Rock, Texas product. Will slices this one foul in toward the Millers dugout. 1-2 on the University of Sioux Falls grad. And another headed to the All-Star game. The 1-2 on Edwards, curveball inside for a ball 2, 2-2. From the lefty, Taven Anderson. None out, and Thomas Soto stands at third. 2-2 the count on William Edwards, the right fielder. The 2-2 outside for ball 3. Liam Kirsch had to extend to grab that. Full count here on Will. Swung on and fouled down the right field line, out of play. right into the Cactus Rats bullpen. Edwards stays alive at 3-2. Chris Franks is on deck here, the Millers' RBI leader. This one a roller to short. Kamanishi can't field it. That'll score Thomas Soto. And the Millers go up 7-2. And it is a what? I think, are they counting that? And they are counting that an error on the shortstop. Chris Franks comes to the plate now for the Millers with none out, and now at first, Will Edwards. For Soto, his 53rd run scored on the season. "17 runs to go to tie his own league record he set last year. And he has left his mark on this league, no matter how it ends. This pitch is outside and in the dirt, and away to second goes Will Edwards. Okotoks trails at Sylvan Lake 4-2. They are in the 8th inning. Weyburn Beavers have a 3-1 lead over the Brooks Bombers at Tom Lang Park in Weyburn in the 8th inning. One and one the count here on Chris Franks. Ball 2 high from Tavin Anderson, 2-1. These teams will do it again tomorrow night, 7:05. Wilma says she'll be here. I'm holding you to that. You're the lucky charm, you know. Good. Nancy? Yep. She didn't have to think about it. Curveball outside for ball 3, 3-1. Ball 4 drawn by Chris Franks, and the Millers now have runners at first and second with a walk issued here by Tavin Anderson. Eduardo signs to the plate now for Moose Jaw. 5th plate trip for Eduardo. He's walked twice, doubled, and grounded out to short. The veteran from Texas A&M International, which is right in Laredo. We learned that tonight. First pitch is inside for ball 1 on Eduardo, tonight's 3rd baseman. Strike 1 call, 1-1, and Liam Kirsch trying to gun down Chris Franks at first, didn't happen. 1-1 the count on Eduardo signs. Garen Plummer's on deck here for the Millers. Swung on, a roller to third, and that eludes the 3rd baseman Ikeda and will score Will Edwards. And man, that's going to go up as an error on the 3rd baseman. Second on him tonight, Ikeda. Eduardo signs, reaches on an error. That's the 2nd error committed by the Millers by the Cactus Rats in this inning. And we got a mound visit. We'll step back a minute. 8-2 now. The Millers lead on FloCollege baseball.
Number 18, Garen Palmer.
They're having a ball here in the Ross tonight. Another great crowd. You knew when the calendar turned to July and the sun came out that this would be the scene. It always is. And the beautiful thing is the Millers have got hot too. None out, 2 on here for the Miller Express with Garen Plummer coming to the plate. The lefty Tavin Anderson's first pitch is outside for a ball 1-0 on Garen. 5th at bat for the Wichita, Kansas product. He has hit into a double play, flied out to short, flied out to center, and singled tonight. This one is low and in the dirt. It gets away from the catcher, and the runners advance. Chris Franks around to third. Eduardo signs to second. Will Edwards has scored here in this inning to give the Millers an 8-2 lead. And this one high from Anderson, ball 3. Well, it was Tuesday night that we saw the newly invoked 10-run mercy rule for the first time at home here. Millers and Fort McMurray Giants, strike 1 called, and Garen can't believe that. In an 18-3 Miller lead, the Giants called it. We all went home after 8. Same thing had happened in Brooks 1 game earlier, but on the road here for the Millers. There's ball 4 on Garen Plummer, and the bases are loaded for the Miller Express here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And there is action in the bullpen for the Cactus Rats as Jacob Mraz comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw with the bases loaded and none away. Ooh. Tavin Anderson in a pickle for the Cactus Rats. First pitch swinging by Jacob Mraz, shallow center field, caught by the center fielder Fermin, and his throw to the plate will hold the runners. Jacob Mraz flies out to the center fielder for 1 away. And Gary Swan, the catcher, will come to the plate with a chance to be a hero here. Bases loaded and now 1 out for the catcher from Peoria, Arizona. Gary tonight has walked twice, grounded out to the first baseman, and struck out. See what he's got in him here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the first pitch is in for strike 1 called, 0-1. Caught the outside corner from the lefty, Tavin Anderson. And this one inside at the waist, 1-1. Outside for a ball 2, 2-1. Chris Franks at third, Eduardo signs at second, Garen Plummer at first, and Gary Swan at the plate. He does have 1 home run on the season, does Gary, here in his first season in the WCBL. 3-1 the record, the count here. This one swung on down the first base line, high and sliding and unable to make the catch in foul territory is the right fielder, Haruta Endo. And it's a full count on Gary Swan. I think we can say the right fielder made a swan dive. Yeah. Full count on the catcher. 1 out and the bases loaded here as the lefty Tavin Anderson comes set. And this one is wild, and that is going to force in a run. 9-2 Millers here. A walk drawn by Gary Swan. That will plate Chris Franks. And that's a 3rd run scored here. And what a time for Caden Ransom to come to the plate in the bottom of the 8th inning with 1 out and the bases loaded. But just like the last time Caden came to the plate. There's a pitching change just ahead of it. And we'll be right back. 9-2 Miller's lead in the bottom of the 8th inning here on FloCollege Baseball.
Guess who's back?
Derek Appa comes into the game for the Energy City Cactus Rats. The reliever facing Caden Ransom here, bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th inning. And 1 out, and the first pitch is low for ball 1 on Caden. Pitching change for the Cactus Rats here. Derek Apa coming into the game, number 16 from Fall River, Nova Scotia. Ball 2 low from Apa. 6'4", 205. He's a skyscraper on the mound there for Energy City. 2-0 the count on Ransom. And this one swung on. That'll get through. 1 run will score. There's a play at the plate. Garen Plummer is thrown out there. Eduardo Saenz does come across. Plummer thrown out. It is an RBI single for Caden Ransom here in the bottom of the 8th. And that puts the Millers up 10-2. And they're not done yet. 2 out now with Garen Plummer tagged at home. And you got to like the way that baseball has eliminated the home plate collisions. That throw was there well in time. But it's an RBI single for Caden Ransom, the first-year Miller Express from Lincoln, Nebraska. He's at first. At third is Gary Swan with 2 away. First runners at first and third, 2 away with Ben Wallachek at the plate here. Takes this one outside for ball 1, 1-1. Look like he's limping to you a little bit. Can't be blamed if he is. Took that foul ball off his left foot in his last at bat. This one is inside at the belt. No, sorry, strike. Is that a strike? Yeah, strike 1 called, 2-1. This one yanked foul down the third baseline. 2-2 the count on Ben. Full count here on Wallachek. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. Derek Apa on the mound here for Energy City. Wallachek gets his bat on this. A looper into right, and racing in to make the catch is the right fielder Endo to end the threat and end the inning. Ben Wallachek flies out to the right fielder, and we will go to the 9th inning with the Millers up 10-2. And due up for the Cactus Rats, Fermin, Kirsch, and De Los Angeles. We'll be right back here on FloCollege.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Siemens Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's legit standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Leading off for Energy City, number 13, Stephen Fermin.
Stephen Fermin leads it off for the Cactus Rats here in the top of the 9th inning. They trail it 10-2. And Sean Bavis working into the 9th inning here, the starter for the Millers today. And it's a swing and a miss, and the bat thrown back to the bat stop here by Fermin. Caden Ransom very hospitably hands him his bat. That's the way they grow him in Nebraska. Oh, and 1 the count on Stephen Fermin, the center fielder. And a swing and a miss, 0-2. Fermin from the Dominican Republic facing Sean Bavis here for a 4th time. And 3 pitches, 3 swings and a miss. Fermin leads off the 9th with a strikeout, and Liam Kirsch comes to the plate here for Energy City. The Millers are up here. This one will get past Garen Plummer into right field for a base hit for the catcher, Liam Kirsch.
Number 2, Darlin De Los Angeles.
The second baseman, Darlin De Los Angeles, comes to the plate here from New York, New York. The town so nice they named it twice. 1 out, 1 on here in the top of the 9th inning. Bavis's slider is in for strike 1 called, 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Down he goes, a strikeout for Darlin de Los Angeles. And now the Cactus Rats are down to their final out here in the top of the 9th inning. 0-1 the count here on Hikiro Aikida, the third baseman. Ooh, strike 2 call. Aikida doesn't like that. Sean Bavis looks in for the sign, shakes it off again, shakes it off again. Here we go. The 0-2, swung on! And that'll do it. A strikeout to end the game. A complete game for Canmore's Sean Bavis. And the Millers win their 10th in a row, 10-2, over the visiting Energy City Cactus Rats tonight. Your final 10-2, Millers over the Energy City Cactus Rats. 10 in a row for the Millers. And we'll do it again tomorrow night to close out this 4-game homestand, 7:05. For Jenna Moore, this is Rod Peterson saying good night, everybody, from Ross Wells Park in Moose Jaw.